I said, we back, hey, we back, hey, we back, hey, hey. What's up, everybody? It is I, Tevin El Chapo, and we are back with Chop Logic Season 2. Not the 1, but the 2. Yeah, clap it up. Yeah, we back. Long time coming, man. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, coming back to the show. It's been a little while. It's been a little time. Been a little minutes. Been a little excursions here and there. A nice little adventure, all the stuff that they put in the Disney movies. But listen, man, like I said, thank you so much for joining us. I am Tevin El Chapo. Friends call me Chop. We are back with Chop Logic. Now, Chop Logic is essentially my podcast where we bring on different people initially. But as you can see, it's just me for right now. So we trying to switch up the format, do a lot of different things just for y'all. And we definitely want to make sure that we are accommodating our audience as much as possible as well. We'll get into that a little bit later. But I appreciate you for coming back. Season 2, first things first, why it took so long? Let's go ahead and get into it. Why did it take so long for Chop Logic to come back? Because if you had been watching Chop Logic, you would know that we started this about a year, almost. Okay, Javaine's telling me 2 years. It's been almost 2 years since we ended the last season of Chop Logic. Now, the main reason for that is real simple. Your boy got busy. All right. It was no more to it than that. I would love to give you a million other reasons. I would love to say, hey, we forgot about you. Never forgot about you. I wouldn't be here if I forgot about you. You know what I mean? Like, had to come back. Had to make sure that we accommodate. But yeah, just got super busy. This past couple of years have been probably the busiest I've ever been my whole life. I think when we started this journey, the Chop Logic journey, it wasn't necessarily something that I knew how far I was going to go. And I didn't necessarily know how far I was going to go just in so many other phases of my life. If you don't know, I also shoot and edit podcasts, not only for myself, but for other people as well. And that has been a bread and butter in my business. This is the part where ads should start playing. We're going to shoot an ad later. But yeah, so we have an ad. That's why dramatic pause. But yeah, Chop House Media Group. We produce podcasts for many people. We've done a lot of great things these past couple of years. And it's taken up a lot of my time to the point where it wasn't really easy for me to come back. And as you can see, we're not even in the same location. Definitely had to change locations and make sure that we switch it up on y'all, make sure that we keep y'all guessing. We definitely wanted to make sure that we stepped it up to the next level as well. So we've been coordinating as much as possible to make everything as good as possible so that when we came back strong. So, we are back. Just a little bit more. Just backstory for me. If you don't know, this is your first time watching, I am Tevin. Friends call me Chop, Tevin El Chapo. My story really starts a while ago, a good little while ago. So I initially got into video production in high school. Shout out to MGTV, Miller Grove High School's video production program. That was my first introduction to all these things. And from there, I've pretty much taken that to the next level in terms of building myself up, building my brand up. Even the name Tevin El Chapo initially didn't come from anything. You know what I mean? I think they really came from a song by Gucci. If I could, honestly, let me see if I can find the song. It's been so long since I've heard it. And I don't think anybody has ever, it's not a super known Gucci Mane song. So shout out to Gucci first and foremost. I just seen that he dropped all his artists off his label, except for Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano. They're the only two left. Yeah. So not a great time to be signed to Gucci, but shout out to him for making this song. If I could find it. Again, this was like 2012, 2013 when this came out. It's been so long. I have no idea where I could find it. But yeah, he's definitely been an influence of mine for so long, and just being essentially from the same area that that I'm also from as well. And just definitely been a major influence on me. So hold on, let me make sure I can get this song running. Let me make sure. Let me see if this is the right one. Because also, if before I even find the song, because this might take a little second. If you know Gucci, you also know that back in the day, he was calling himself El Chapo to the point where he has multiple songs called El Chapo. So it was spelled differently depending on what version you was listening to. I want to make sure I clarified that before I start hitting play, because this might not even be the same song. So I just want to make sure I'm clearing all my bases. And, you know, this is so old. I'm pretty sure it's not on, streaming, so I don't think I'll get copywritten. But
dangerous drug lord in all of Mexico. Police turned up 4 more bodies.
Bring it closer a little bit.
Trunk of a burned out car.
Chapo, yeah. Yeah.
All I wanna be is El Chapo.
All I wanna be.
Fully automatic like Chato. All I wanna be is El Chapo.
So yeah, you know.
$3 billion in pesos.
Hey, 3 million in pesos?
El Chapo.
All right, yeah.
When I meet him, I'ma tell him bravo.
All right, yeah. Gucci was just saying stuff. Yeah, Gucci was really just was saying stuff on that song. I don't know why I resonated. I'm not even gonna say I resonated with that song per se. What I will say is this. I definitely resonate with Gucci. He definitely built himself out from nothing. Became his own boss, entrepreneur in a lot of ways. And even at the time of like me not necessarily realizing it in the forefront of my mind, but subconsciously just realizing that a self-made Black man from an area that I lived in definitely was something to aspire to. So when Gucci made this song, the first thing, he said is that all he want to be is El Chapo. But my whole thing was all I want to be is Gucci. So that's why I was like, I'm going to go ahead and just take the El Chapo name and just kind of make it my own. Also, obviously I changed the spelling of it. So it's CHOPO for me versus like CHAPO for the real El Chapo. Essentially that was kind of a play on words too, for like a lot of people wanting to be in that life and wanting to kind of like be in that level of just like ignorance, in a sense of like wanting to be a drug dealer, wanting to be a gangster, wanting to be this, that, and the third. And me just kind of like flipping the script on that and saying, hey, like you can find your path without necessarily feeling like you have to do that. So that was kind of like the reason and why I changed the spelling. And then inevitably, Gucci ended up with another song called El Chapo that was kind of spelled a lot closer to what how I spell it. And I consider this to be my theme music personally. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I ever were to get the licensing for the song, I would use it in the intro of this podcast. But, I ain't trying to pay Gucci no money, and I know he's all about his bread. So shout out to Gucci. All right, so I found the song. Let me go ahead and run it up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a wrestler, this would be the music I come out to. You know what I'm saying?
Chop, got a chopper for the narcos. Chop rifle with the goggles. I throw a nigga in the government school. You little high, need a little awkward. Gotta find on me now. All the time they gun a nigga down. Shoot you in the screen like a dog. Bury in the ground like a hound.
Wow. All right, yeah. I didn't mean to start the show off with ignorance, but thank you for indulging me nonetheless. You know what I mean? He does. I don't want to cut it too far, but yeah, he just say that Chopper doing. This the hook, you know what I mean?
Got a chopper for the narcos, can't pasa. Mil Chapo, got a chopper for the narcos, can't pasa. Mil Chapo,
El Chapo, El Chapo, El Chapo, I'm El Chapo. All right, yeah, but yeah. So yeah, I definitely, like I said, if I was a wrestler, that would be the stage music every time you see me come out. But yeah, shout out to Gucci. So again, that's pretty much where the name came from. And over time, I was, developing not only just my craft, but just as a adult, growing older, becoming more of a man and just becoming more of my own man. So, pretty much over time, people just started calling me Chop. Naturally, that's not a nickname that I gave myself. I actually got it from other people who had been progressively calling me that. And, my friends literally called me Chop. So that's where, when I say that, I really mean it. Like, no cap in my rap, as they would say. So yeah, essentially that's pretty much how we got to the Chop moniker. And then from there, it kind of progressed into, me being more so in my business with it as well, right? So, started off initially it was Chop Shots. That was the original moniker. I definitely, took that and made it my business and started doing, videography, photography, initially starting off with music videos, working with different artists, shout out to all the artists that I worked with back in the day. A lot of them I'm still cool with to this day. So definitely if they ever need something, they can always hit me up. I've actually still done some editing for a couple of them as well, just here and there, just depending on what the project is. So, shout out to them. And then pretty much from there, kind of growing the brand. Not so much just as Chop Shots, but like just the word chop in general. So to be clear, Chop is the brand. So when you see Chop House, when you see Chop Logic, when you see Tevin El Chapo, Chop is the brand. So CHOP, it's an acronym, creating hope, optimism, positivity. I don't know why it took me so long to remember that. Creating hope, optimism, and positivity, CHOP. So that's pretty much everything that we do with all the creative things that we do. First things at first is to see, create. Here we are creating right now, right? Hope, the hope is what keeps you wanting to continue to create, the things that give you the ambition, give you the inspiration, you aspire to be bigger than what you are off of strictly hope. Without hope, you can't grow. Optimism is the same thing. Hope will also get you into a good place, but optimism will keep you in a good place. And then positivity. Listen, man, can't do nothing without positivity. First and foremost, can't do nothing without the Lord. Big shout out to my Lord and Savior. But more importantly, you got to make sure that when you're in touch with yourself and you're in touch with just how far you can go, you always want to make sure that you give it up to the Lord first, but you also make sure that you stay positive no matter what's going on. Don't want to go too deep into what's been going on with me personally, but a lot of stuff's been happening this year. It's been a lot of ups and downs these past couple of years, but boil it down, I would say there was a lot more ups last year. There's been a lot more downs this year. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just been a tricky ride, but we still here, we still pushing, and creating hope, optimism, positivity. Those are the four things that have been keeping me going. So on top of the Lord, like I said, shout out to the big God. Can I get an amen? All right. It's just me in here. But yeah. So that's pretty much the whole thing. So when you see the transition from Chop to Chop House to Chop Logic, anywhere you see Chop, just know that that's going to be part of where I'm at, So Chop is so much more than just even video production. I aspire to do a variety of different things in entrepreneurship. And it's just the main thing that's kind of been holding me down. So, just to give y'all that quick rundown. And then even the word Chop Logic, people didn't know this. Chop Logic is a word. And you did not know that because I didn't know that. But see, when I knew that I had to call it the podcast. And pretty much what Chop Logic means, essentially, once I get my Googles up, shout out to my Googles, Chop Logic, argue in tiresomely pandemic way, or to quibble. I've been told in my existence that I can be quite argumentative, and that feels like a setup because people call you argumentative. What you gonna do? You gonna argue with them about how you're not argumentative? I know that because I've done it. But yeah, so essentially that's pretty much where the phrase Chop Logic came from, and even just like kind of the structure of the show initially was so that we can bring people on from different walks of life and essentially just like go back and forth with them on their lifestyle, how they live it, and then give them trivia to see if they really know what they're supposed to know. And essentially that's going to be moving forward, still more or less the format of the show, even if it is just me. So the difference between what it was and what it is essentially that now we want to mainly focus on creatives. So anyone in the creative field, which we already kind of did. You go back and watch the first season. First of all, shout out to everyone who was on the first season. We had mainly a lot of people in the creative spaces. We had creative directors. We had lighting technicians. We've had photographers, videographers, Twitch streamers, a lot of people in those professions, artists, music artists, everything like that. So we weren't really too far away from it initially. There's only maybe like one or two people who weren't like in a creative space that we interviewed. And even with them, I met them through creativity, you know? So for example, shout out to my boy Dier, who's a firefighter that we had on the first season. And we mainly talked about firefighting on that season, but I met him through a creative outlet. Like I went to high school with him. Like we were in video production together. So it wasn't, again, too far off, but essentially that's pretty much where the whole idea is going to be moving forward, that we kind of strictly focus on creatives, like more photographers, more videographers, more editors, actors, producers, you know, just so many different people, music, TV, just there's so many different people that we can tap in with, and we'll definitely give them trivia along the way. But in the new format of the show, there are going to be some solo podcasts, kind of like what you're looking at today. And the solo episodes, we're going to do things a little bit differently. Well, across the board for everything, we're going to do it differently. But the first things first is that when I'm here by myself, I'm going to get the trivia. Yeah, that's right. The table has turned right onto me. So now I am the one that has to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. And I will be getting some questions. If I get a majority of the questions right, then everything's hunky-dory. You know what I mean? But if I get the questions wrong, this is what's going to be real fun for you. As an audience member, I must give someone in my subscriber base. So for one, you got to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to comment below, because that's super important. Because one of the people that comment below will be the one getting the prize. So we were giving out cash prizes last time. We'll actually do the exact same thing because I don't have anything other than that to really give. You know, it's easy to just give people some money. So yeah, if you want some free money, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to like this video. Also, don't forget to comment what was your favorite part of each episode. And then you will be randomly selected to get a free prize. If I get the questions wrong, I want to emphasize that part. If I get them wrong. So don't expect a prize every episode, because I'm trying to go undefeated. I'm trying to go undefeated. I'm trying my damnness to not be defeated. So yeah, it's definitely a fun time. Again, just wanted to give y'all an introduction. This is more of an introductory episode for all the people that are coming back. Thank you so much for joining us yet again to Chop Logic Season 2. If this is your first time seeing us, well then, hey, welcome. This is Chop Logic Season 2. You know, like I said, we done up the score. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got multiple camera angles. You know what I'm saying? We got some good light going on. Look, we in a whole new location. You know what I'm saying? We were shooting the last season in my house, in my living room, on my regular couch. Now look where we at undisclosed location. My favorite type of locations, the ones that don't be disclosed, the ones that people can't exactly know unless you was in the know. But, you know, we still family, of course. If you're watching this, we are definitely family. Welcome to the Chop family. We are here together. We always gonna stay together. Even if you don't come back, we'll be together one way or another. You know, that's just how that works. No Diddy though. That sounded kind of crazy. I'm not forcing nobody to do nothing. All right. No Diddy. No type of cases on that. But yeah, again, thank you for being here. We back here. And let's go ahead and get a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Chop House Media Group. Now listen, podcasting is hard, all right? There's a lot of moving parts to a successful podcast, whether it be the shooting side, the post-production side, the audio mixing and mastering, just having the right strategy and know how to even get this podcast in the right places and getting it into the right positions to get monetized. And that is where Chop House Media Group helps out at. We have coined the phrase, the podcast in a box, where we pretty much facilitate anything and everything that you need to run a successful podcast, between the production, the post-production, the strategy, and the tips and tricks that you need to be 1,000% successful in every single aspect of your podcasting career. Now, if you are interested in being a part of this, making sure that you get your podcast to the next level, whether you are just now starting out your podcast or you are already in the podcasting field but want to take it to another level, be sure to hit the link below and schedule your free consultation with us to make sure that we get your podcast up and going further than you can ever imagine. All right, again, thank you to Chop House Media Group for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the show. And we're back. All right, so like I said before, we got trivia for your boy. So like I said, if I get the questions right, majority of them, we have 3 questions today. If I get 2 out of 3 right, everything's hunky-dory for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Get to keep my money, which is always great, right? Saving your money, always excellent. But if I get 2 out of 3 wrong, I'm going to go ahead and send somebody, one of our subscribers, some free money. Easy money, right? All you got to do is, like I said, subscribe to the channel because you must be subscribed to get it. You also got to comment under the video to make sure that you get a prize as well. And then we'll randomly select someone who commented under this video to receive it. So I got my boy, executive producer Javane in the cut. Shout out to my guy. Thank you for being here. We back, you know what I'm saying? And go ahead and lay it on me, brother. No Diddy. That sounded also, whoa. Just ask the question.
Damn.
Just ask the question.
All right, my boy. We back with the trivia. It's mad funny because you mentioned a lot of this earlier in the episode.
Great. That sounds easy. Sound like easy money. All right, let's go.
Easy money. All right, hold on now. All right, so we posted the first episode of Chop Logic in 2022.
Yes.
But what month was it? I got multiple choice for you. We got A, in August, B, October, C, September, or D, December. First episode, we posted it in what month? In 2022. It's been...
I'm closing my laptop so that the record can show I'm not trying to cheat. I'm not even making an attempt. Okay. I know D cannot be right because by December we had already been done. First episode dropped, right? Not when we started talking about doing it.
Yeah, first drops. Yeah.
We conceptualized it way longer before we could even get a first guest, if that's a little fun fact for the behind the scenes.
Fun fact, yeah.
So it couldn't be December. And you said what? August was A.
Yeah. October for C, September C, and December.
August, October, September. It's either August or September. I want to feel. You got me. Wow. You know I don't even know dates like that. He really got me. He really set me up. Okay.
And then I'm trying to get them these bread, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Javane subscribed to the channel. He might get the bread too. So I just want to let y'all know. Wow. I got to make a decision. All right. I want to say A, August.
That's your final answer?
I don't like how you said that. Is it my final answer? Yeah, that's my final answer.
All right. That is actually incorrect.
That is so insane. And then the light cut off as soon as, see, the light even knew.
He like, I'm going to head out.
Yeah, he said it's over with. Wow. So what was it?
It was September.
But I was that close. I was right there. I knew it was one of the two, and I couldn't remember which month because I remember it was still warm. Yeah. But then it's Georgia, so if you know Georgia weather, that don't mean nothing. It was warm in December. All right.
Yeah, it dropped. I can't remember the day, but it was actually, I think, September 20-something. I can't remember. But it was like, my birthday was like around that time. That's how I remember.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that. Now that you said that. But all right.
Because I think, who was the first guest? Me?
You were the first guest. That's what I'm saying. That's how I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Shout out to Javane. Make sure you watch the very, very, very first episode of Chop Logic where he was, in fact, our first guest, apparently in September of 2022. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Damn. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and run it.
All right. So in season 1, we had a total of 10 guests because we did a guest per episode. 10 piece hot.
Yes,
sir. during the trivia, which guest answered the most questions correctly? I'm gonna give you your choices. A, got Deer. B, got Jason. C, myself. Or D, Ron.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. All right. I was telling Javane before we started recording, I didn't watch none of the first season before we started shooting today. Yeah, I mean, I've obviously seen it. I was there as it happened as well. And yeah. Give me the options again.
Got Deer for A, Jason B, me for C, and Ronnie for D.
I feel like, I'm sorry, Ronnie, I don't think it's you at all. Ronnie, I still love you, girl. I just don't remember you answering them questions like that. I feel like I hit Javane with the tricky questions too.
Definitely did.
Yeah, I just remember the questions being worded crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't too bad.
I want to say it was Dier because he was really up on his firefighter knowledge.
Word.
I want to say it was him.
Want to say that? You going with that?
I feel like Jason's also knowledgeable, but again, I also feel like I was throwing like alley-oop tricky ass questions.
You did that for all 10 episodes, my boy.
I mean, definitely that was the point, right? I'm trying to keep the money. Like, come on now. You know what I mean? Once we get more sponsors, for the show, we can definitely won't have to come out of pocket. But if you don't know this, all the money that I give to anybody for this show comes out of my pocket directly. So, yeah, the harder the question, the easier for me to not have to give you nothing. Wow. I'm going to go with the final answer.
You know what? That's actually correct.
Let's go. Shout out my boy Dier. You know what I'm saying?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, right.
I don't remember how much Ronnie got, but me and Jason got 3 out of 5 because you kept throwing them curveballs.
Yeah, them curveball out of questions. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Shout out to me. And I love you, Ronnie. But I just knew it wasn't you. I'm sorry. I just knew it wasn't there. I just feel like I just remember that conversation because I remember we shot.
She wasn't the worst.
Yeah, I don't remember her being the worst either.
Yeah, I'll tell you who the worst was after we done a shit. A word. Yeah, I don't want to put them on blast. You put them on blast. No, we ain't doing that. Was it you?
Because I'm like, why you want to put them on blast? It was somebody. It was a sis. Who was it? Somebody you know something?
We both know him. We really had to try to get him one.
We had to try to get him. It wasn't Ronnie? No. Shout out to Ronnie then. Look at Ronnie. Shout out to Ronnie. She knows stuff. I know she knows stuff, boy. That's why I got her on the show. Don't play with me, man. Come on now. She be knowing, bro. All right, yeah. Well, let's talk about it a little bit more after we finish the trivia. So what's the next one?
All right, so last question, actually.
All right, so 1 and 1. So let's go either way. All right.
It's so funny. All right, cool. So we obviously had 10 guests. We talked about how some were in the creative field, some were not. Right. So we had 10, but how many out of the 10 were actually not creative or content creators out of the 10 people? Answer choices are A, 3, B, 4, C, 2, or D, 5.
How are you defining not in the creative?
The title of the episode said this person is this.
That was like so far away from creative.
Yeah.
Like I know Dier was a fighter, so that's one off the rip.
Yeah. They don't make content.
They don't make content.
Yeah.
We didn't speak on anything of the sort. Okay, who was the 10? Let's start there. Javane, Jason, Dier, Ronnie. Yeah, Sis, Solania, Keontae. You can't be helping me, brother. You can't help me too far after that. We had Courtney.
What about? Wizard and pull it up. Keep me.
Javane, Jason, Ronnie, Dier, Keontae, Sis, Courtney, Talanya. But we had 10. We had 10 though. I don't think we did Nay Wolf, did we? I don't think we did him. No, did he? I'm gonna stop saying no diddy, by the way. We trying to be more mature.
Are we done?
Not first episode. But why can I only remember 8?
All right, that's about it then, my boy. That's all she wrote, honestly.
Diamond. All right, she was 9.
Uh-huh.
So who's 10?
That didn't matter.
Who are you missing?
It's cool. Once you hear goes submit and
Javane was the first episode. Jason was the last episode.
submit that answer, my boy.
Dier, Sis, Keontae, Ronnie, Courtney, Talanya, Diamond. Who's 10?
Don't worry about it. You ain't got it, bro. Who's 10? Don't even worry about it.
I feel like I'm sorry, number 10. Whoever you were. Wow. And what were the answer choices?
You got 3, 4, 2, 5.
I know it went 5. 5 sounds crazy. I just named 9 people that I already know 8 of them. Or at least 6 of them were. So say the answers one more time.
3, 4, 2, 5.
I feel like it's either 2 or 3.
Word. Go ahead. Choose one. Make the right choice in line.
I want to say 2 because I just remember Dier and Diamond.
Okay.
Dier was a firefighter and Diamond was in the military. They're both technically creatives, but that wasn't what we talked about on the show. So I'm going to go 2. Final answer.
You owe somebody some money, no boy. That was wrong, my boy.
So what? So, all right.
It was actually 4 people.
4?
How do you count it create Just Babe? 4 is a title. 4 is crazy. All right. The person you were actually missing was Javier.
God, my brother! My own brother? How'd I forget my brother, man? My own brother? I'm sorry, my brother. That's my real brother in real life, man. I'm sorry. That's insane. I'm so sorry, bro. I don't know how I forgot that. Yeah, because he was a mechanic. Yeah. How did I forget that?
First episode was me, photographer. Yes, Javier second, mechanic. Yeah. Diamond was third. Yeah. And Diamond was in what again? The military? Yeah. So that's 1, 2 so far. We had Courtney, podcaster, so she doesn't count. Ronnie is actually the other one. And Dier.
Nah, I don't know about that one, brother. Hold on, brother.
Either way, you're still wrong.
Hold on, brother. Wait a minute.
Either way, you're still wrong. Because you said 2. We only had 3.
Nah, brother. Ronnie was a half and half, bro. That one feels a little shaky.
Even if that's the case.
I feel that's debatable. That's very debatable. Ronnie as the third is debatable. That's highly debatable. But how, again, if you said it's 3, right? It's 4? Who was 4?
So Ronnie was the consciousness.
Okay, which I'm half and half on. All right.
And Dier is the firefighter. So that's 4.
Say him again.
Javier, mechanic. Diamond, army. Ronnie, you want to go half for her. And then the firefighter, Dier. Yeah. So either way, it's 3 or 4. You guess 2. So like, you're not right. Yeah. Amen.
You got me. All right, first episode. Bam. Okay. All right, this is fine. This is fine. You know what I'm saying? This is part of the game. So yeah, I owe one of our subscribers a prize, right? A cash prize specifically. So if you want to win the cash prize, please be sure to, first of all, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, you must be subscribed. That's mandatory. There's no question about that. You also must comment below under this episode. I don't care what you say. Honestly, you can say anything. Nothing crazy. No, nothing wild. You know, something respectful, courteous. You feel me? Something supportive to the show specifically. We're not doing anything for trolls. All right. Unfortunately, sorry to all the trolls out there. Wow. How did I forget my brother? That is so crazy to me. That is so crazy. But yeah, we definitely owe you. So make sure that you comment below for you to be able to win a chance to win a prize. Just say, hey, Tevin, I want to win. And then we'll pick someone randomly from there and go from there. So wait, all right. So who got the most questions wrong last season? Let's go ahead. Come on now. You got to tell me, bro. Who was it? Be honest.
It was Talanya.
Well, I shout out to Ronnie because I swear.
She almost went 0 to 5, my boy. Almonds. And then we were like, which one is it A,
I remember that too.
B, C, or D? A, B, C.
Make sure you watch the Talanya episode. Shout out to Talanya. You know, she's definitely still out here doing her thing as well. Shout out to, super talented. You know, it just wasn't, it wasn't her best effort, at the time, trivia wise. But yeah, okay. Well, that's it. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Again, welcome. This is Chop Logic Season 2. We are back. We staying back. We ain't gonna leave and, just leave you astray. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope pod. The step two. Yeah, hit the. All right, yeah, so let's get up out of here. So yeah, make sure again, like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you stay up to date to any and all updates to the show, new episodes. Make sure you comment to get a chance to win when I get questions wrong, which hopefully this is the only episode that ever happens. And we'll see you next time. So I am Tevin El Chapo. Friends call me Chop. And we out of here. Peace.